Hi everyone, I have just finished Someone to Trust by Mary Bellog. A great story, and there were a few very interesting concepts that I will be sharing in the spoiler section right ahead. This story follows Elizabeth and Colin. Colin is Wren's brother, who married Alexander Westcott from Someone to Wed, who is in turn Elizabeth's brother. There is a 9-year gap in between Colin and Elizabeth, and this is somewhat an obstacle that is overcome by the end. In terms of relationships, they explore the value of being a friend to whoever you marry. There is a distinction between marrying a friend and befriending the one you're to marry. The idea seems to me to be that the level of interaction needs to be there in a romantic relationship as you would with a friend. Obviously, in a romantic setting, the interaction is more intimate, but the basis of it should be friendship. A true friendship with someone who wants the best for you and for whom you wish the best upon. The title of the book kind of says it all. It also explores the idea of trust and what it means, and I think Mary does a very good job at it. What does it mean to trust someone, and what does it mean to be trustworthy ourselves? It's not only sharing intimate facts and lending an ear to someone one cares for, although that is definitely part of the package. Sharing our burdens and welcoming those of others seems to be the basis of trust. But in the novel, Elizabeth and Colin take the concept of trust a little bit further. They trust who the other one is. There is a part of the book where Colin says something along the lines of, "You are more than beautiful. You're Elizabeth." And he thought that such a phrase captured the essence of what Bellog was presenting. He was speaking about Elizabeth being who she is, with all that it implies, her past, her present, and how that informs how she will react to her future. It made me think of the idea of trusting someone else, loved ones, co-workers, one's personal network, friends and family, but also, and equally important, about being trustworthy. What does it take? It's more than making promises and keeping them. It's living in a way that indicates to the world that you may be trusted. And this requires a lot of self-awareness and work on the self and honesty. In the book, it is illustrated in a marriage proposal that Elizabeth accepts from another man, who, upon a perceived slight, turns into a jealous being and creates a scandal for her. She realized that the marriage he sought was a possessive one, where her obedience would be the way he would ensure that she would not do what she ought not to do, according to him, which is an effective way to artificially and forcefully get the results that trust would provide, albeit empty and void of any significance. Perhaps, summarized, it could be said that part of the work anyone is striving for when looking for personal improvement is to become a person who is capable of knowing which promises he makes because he knows he will keep them, which also means humbly knowing which promises not to make, knowing one's weaknesses and tendencies, habits, limitations, and so on. I am not sure if it was done on purpose, but this was the least sexual novel I've gone through by her, and I think the propriety of friendship and the building of trust might be the reason. Their final intimate encounter was sort of the culmination of the trust being achieved. As they finally trusted one another with their feelings, the love they felt for one another, the fragile trust of vulnerability and admission of the immense power that each had over the other for good and ill. The book also explores the relationship that Colin has with his mother, a narcissistic, devouring mother that had been at the core of his issues. Although there's a twist at the end that might change things. And not that it changes her character or the impact that she had on him and his sisters, but it humanizes the caricature that his mother had been so far. It depicts her as simply someone who needs others' admiration. It makes her evil ways into something that is simply a symptom of a condition. It takes the hungry beast and turns it into a puppy. Same tendencies, but mostly harmless if handled adequately. And I thought this was nicely done, although I suspect it's not the last we hear from Lady Hodges. Can I be trustworthy? Really trustworthy? That was the question that the book left me with as I finished it. And secondly, Am I courageous enough to trust someone? And how to determine this if not by observing their behavior and not their words? What do I trust from them? Who they are or who I want them to be? I remember in one of the biblical lectures that Jordan Peterson gave years ago, he said something along the lines of, people are really hurt by betrayal. People can overcome sickness and trauma, disasters and catastrophe, even death. But betrayal really does them in. Not only does it change their present and their future, but also their past. Not only do they not know their partner, but also themselves. It throws everything into chaos. That resonated with me heavily after being with someone who had been unfaithful. So, trust. It's something truly precious and delicate. It can be the backbone of a lifetime worth of love and care and honesty, true friendship and growth and joy. But if broken, it can mean chaos and despair. Trust is something that belongs to the realm of the unseen, and I do believe it takes well-trained eyes to see it properly. Thank you very much for watching this video if you've made it this far. If you liked it, make sure to click like and make sure to subscribe to my channel. If you enjoyed it, please share it with your friends, and I'll be seeing you guys next time. Thank you. Bye-bye.